Hey guys, this is Seafood Rob here with JKD Process, jkdprocess.com, and I got a question for you, okay? I really want to know what you think. My question is, why is JKD on YouTube so bad? You know, I honestly, I've done a series of videos now, just recently on Jeet Kune Do training for YouTube, but that's simply been inspired by watching what folks are doing, calling it Jeet Kune Do on YouTube, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, what is going on right now, you know? And so I was just shocked and amazed by what's out there. But what's shocking to me is that this is probably stuff that you guys are watching. This is probably stuff that you guys may be training with and trying to implement, and it may not be working out so well for you. So, you know, so here's my example, right? So there's a couple things that I see a lot in JKD videos. One is the fighting stance. The Jeet Kune Do fighting stance oftentimes is depicted like this: soft shoulders, shoulders are down, chin is up, and the guys are gonna fight right from here. You're gonna get knocked out. Bottom line, if I'm fighting right here, my chin is up, my shoulders are down, you're asking to get knocked out. It doesn't look like you've ever fought before. So that's often what I see. A few other things that I see. A lot of times in Jeet Kune Do videos, they're actually really doing just Wing Chun, or at least their version of Wing Chun. And so what I see a lot is the traditional kind of Pak Sao, and then they're doing these fancy trapping motions on the dummy and chain punching and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, that's great. It looks phenomenal. And I give these guys credit. They are fast, right? They got fast hands. They're phenomenal demonstrations, and they look amazing. They're just not realistic. It's just not realistic. You're not gonna, in a real fight, the guy's not gonna stay here and let you just trap and straight blast them in the face. They're not gonna be there. They're either gonna use footwork, they're gonna move, they're gonna dodge, dip, slip, they're gonna knock you out. And so we have to make sure that we're training realistically. It's very important. So these are some of the things that I see in the JKD world. The other things that I see in the JKD world is it looks like, and again, guys, I'm not saying that I'm the expert. You know, I'm pretty good, but I'm not. You know, I don't know everything. Okay, I don't know everything, but I know enough to know that, you know, if you do JKD, you need to spar, you need to train, you need to understand basic boxing. You have to understand basic boxing. You got to be able to understand how to move your head, basic footwork. You have to be able to understand how to control your hands. You have to be able to understand what you see a lot in combat sports. Now, Jeet Kune Do is not mixed martial arts, and it's not Muay Thai or anything else like that, but you must, it's critical that you have an understanding of these concepts, because Bruce Lee obviously was a student of combat sports. He studied boxing, he studied wrestling, he studied fencing, he studied the judo, he studied the combat sports of his time. And we as Jeet Kune Do practitioners, we should obviously do the same thing. And so that's very important. Now, learning Jeet Kune Do at home is very difficult. And I realize a lot of you guys are learning or trying to learn or attempting to learn. Maybe it's just through YouTube. You're trying to pick up a few tips here and there, but you're trying to learn on your own at home. And it's, again, very difficult. Again, I do encourage you to check out our online training where we will run you through the program through A to Z in extreme detail. And we do live classes as well. But my number one tip for you, if you're training online at home virtually, you need to get into a gym, and you still need to train. You still need to spar. You still need to touch hands with somebody or let them touch you. That needs to happen. You got to know if what you're doing works. You can always tell when students have had experience fighting or sparring or dealing with another fighter, because those that do keep their chin tucked and their hands up and their shoulders raised. And so I see a lot of times in the JKD world on YouTube, folks are doing whatever the technique they're doing and their hands are down. And you see it, it doesn't matter if they're the Sifu, if they're the instructor, if they're the student, it does not matter, because I see it everywhere, you know, from the most senior instructors, you know, to their students. Everyone's got their hand down when they're punching, their hands under their chin. So you're not gonna guard your chin, you're getting hit. You're getting knocked out. But that's how we train. And so when we watch like Jeet Kune Do versus MMA or Jeet Kune Do versus Muay Thai, right? Just like Wing Chun versus Muay Thai or whatever, they get beat up, okay? They just get beat up. And so, you know, we have to be realistic with our training and how we're training things. We have to train realistically, and we have to be real with ourselves and with our community as a Jeet Kune Do community about how we're training and what we're putting out as Jeet Kune Do. And again, there's phenomenal instructors out there on YouTube and elsewhere, and I'm not taking anything away from them. My point is that we need to also understand the reality of fighting. That's all I'm saying. We have to understand the reality of fighting. And there's a lot of instructors that do, and they're very good at what they do. However, there's a lot that are not. And that's why we're making these series of videos to cover some of the common things that I see in the JKD world on YouTube, but also to give you all some tips in learning Jeet Kune Do at home if you're training by yourself. Again, I'm your coach, Sifu Rob. Check us out at www.jkdprocess.com. And here's a link to our next video.